Once there was a barber named Osvaldo who had a shop in a small town in Argentina. Osvaldo was a very good barber. He cut hair neatly and quickly, and his shop was always clean. But Osvaldo also believed one thing about himself, with great certainty. He believed he was the most important man in the town. "Think about it," he said to his customers while cutting their hair. "The doctor? People only see him when they are ill. The baker? People can bake their own bread. But everyone must come to me. The mayor comes to me. The priest comes to me. Rich men, poor men, young men, old men. They all sit in my chair eventually." His customers usually nodded, because it is difficult to argue with a man who is holding scissors near your ear. Now, one Tuesday morning, a woman came into Osvaldo's shop. She was old and small, and wore simple clothes. She sat down in the waiting chair and folded her hands in her lap. Osvaldo looked at her in the mirror. Then he looked away. There were two other customers waiting: Señor Fuentes, the schoolteacher, and young Diego from the bread shop. Osvaldo cut Señor Fuentes' hair. Then he cut Diego's hair. Then he swept the floor very slowly. Then he arranged his combs. Then he looked out the window for a while. The old woman sat quietly with her hands in her lap. Finally she said, "Excuse me, sir. I have been waiting for 1 hour." "I can see that," said Osvaldo, without turning around. "Are you going to cut my hair?" Osvaldo turned and looked at her with the expression of a man explaining something to a child. "I cut men's hair," he said. "This is a barber shop. For women there is a salon on the other street. Señora Pacheco will help you." The old woman looked at him for a moment. Then she stood up, nodded politely, and walked out. Osvaldo went back to arranging his combs. That afternoon, a large black car drove into the town square. This was unusual. Large black cars did not come to this town. People came out of their houses to look. The car stopped in front of the hotel, and a man in a grey suit stepped out. It was the new governor of the province. He had come to visit the town unexpectedly, on his way to somewhere more important. The whole town was very excited. The mayor ran across the square to greet him, fixing his jacket as he ran. The governor shook hands and smiled and said he was very pleased to be there. Then a small old woman came out of the hotel. "There you are," she said to the governor. "I have been waiting for lunch." The governor smiled and kissed her on both cheeks. "Sorry, Mama," he said. The people of the town looked at the old woman. Then they looked at each other. Señor Fuentes was standing near Osvaldo. He leaned over slowly and said, very quietly, "Osvaldo, is that not the woman from your shop this morning?" Osvaldo looked at the old woman. Then he looked at the governor. Then his face did something interesting. It went from its normal color to white to a color that had no name. "I must go and speak to her," he said. "I would not," said Señor Fuentes. But Osvaldo was already walking across the square. He arrived in front of the governor's mother, with his hat in both hands. "Señora," he said, "I want to say I made a mistake this morning. Please come to my shop. I will cut your hair for free. Today, right now." The old woman looked at him pleasantly. "Thank you," she said, "but I have already visited Señora Pacheco. She was very kind." The governor was listening. "Is there a problem, Mama?" "No problem," said his mother. Osvaldo turned to the governor. "Sir, it would be an honor to cut your hair while you are in our town. No charge, please." The governor touched his hair. "Actually, it is getting a little long, all right." Osvaldo nearly fell over with relief. They walked to the shop together. The governor sat in the chair. Osvaldo put the cloth around his shoulders and looked in the mirror. He was so nervous that his hands were shaking slightly. His hands had never shaken in 30 years of cutting hair, but they were shaking now. He picked up the scissors. The governor's hair was thick and dark. Osvaldo started cutting, too fast. He cut a little more on the left side to make it even. Then it was shorter on the left, so he cut the right side. Then the right was too short, so he went back to the left. He could feel the sweat on his forehead. He kept cutting. The governor was reading a newspaper and did not notice. At last Osvaldo put the scissors down. He picked up the mirror and showed the governor the back of his head. The governor put down his newspaper. He looked in the big mirror in front. Then he looked at the small mirror showing the back. He turned his head slowly left, then slowly right. The hair on the left side was noticeably shorter than the right. The top had a small valley running through the middle, where Osvaldo's shaking hand had gone the wrong way. The back was acceptable. The front was not. "I see," said the governor. He said nothing else. He stood up, paid the normal price, not the free price that Osvaldo had offered, put on his hat, and walked out. He wore his hat for the rest of his visit to the town. That evening, Señor Fuentes came back to the shop for a forgotten scarf. He found Osvaldo sitting alone in the barber's chair, looking at himself in the mirror. "Everyone must come to me eventually," Osvaldo said, to nobody in particular. "Yes," said Señor Fuentes, picking up his scarf. "I think perhaps I have been saying this too loudly." "Perhaps," said Señor Fuentes. He went to the door, then he stopped. "Osvaldo, the woman from the salon, Señora Pacheco, does she ever send customers to you?" "Sometimes," said Osvaldo, "when they want a husband's haircut, or a son's." "And do you ever send customers to her?" Osvaldo was quiet. "Send her some customers," said Señor Fuentes, "starting tomorrow." He put on his scarf and left. Osvaldo stayed in the chair a little longer. The scissors were on the shelf. The combs were arranged very neatly. He looked at them for a while. Then he turned off the light and went home. The next morning, when the old woman who sold vegetables outside the market came in and sat down in the waiting chair, Osvaldo picked up his scissors without saying a word, and gave her the best haircut she had ever had in her life. She told 4 people about it before lunch.